Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. These readings should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Other than that, let's go ahead get into the reading you chose. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Ooh, Chariot, that's you. I don't know what way this is going yet. Ooh. I wanna know where this is going. So there's a change. It's probably been going on for a while. This is not, whatever this is, I don't think this is new. It's a change that's been in process. You got the Death card and you have the World card. A whole new phase coming in. It feels like it's been in process for a while. Were you a fan of it when it started? I don't think so. Are you a fan of it now? I feel like you're more like, it is what it is. I gotta do what I gotta do. It's more of that energy. Like, well, it is what it is. I gotta do what I gotta do. I feel like I'm still going through it. Doing your best with it. Trying to be productive with it. Like, trying to actively do something with it. I'm Pisces, I'm not Cancer, but I do feel like change can be a weird thing because it's kind of like if it sits there and I'm not active with it and I don't really care for it, it can overcome me and it can be a very heavy thing. If it's one of those things where, all right, it's changing, whether I like it or not, it is changing, and I actively go forward with it to just try to like meet it halfway because what choice do I really have? If I have that kind of attitude with it, it's better. Does it mean I like it? I don't know about that. But it's kind of like it does flow better if I try to work with it. And I feel like you're kind of like, it doesn't really matter if I want to, I kind of just don't want to sit here with it. And I'd rather be productive with it to just make it better. And you're actively trying to work with it. I wouldn't dare say that you like it. Maybe you do like it. Some of you may. I feel like most of you are kind of like, it's not about liking it. It's doing what I got to do. You're doing the best you can with it. You really are. And I do think you're making it better. You're improving the situation. There's something moving forward in the sense of is it family? It could be. It seems like it doesn't have to be family. Something with longer term connections are pulling in here. There could be longer term connections that have been a little bit on the dormant side, returning in. Could be something like that. I'm getting that with the Six of Cups and the Chariot card. The Chariot card is the Cancer card, but there's a sense of loyalty here with history. And it could be something returning from the past that's assisting this change for you. I don't think it's bad. If it's something returning from the past, it's not a problem. I don't feel like it's a problem for you. If it's a problem, I just feel like I'll be like, no, thank you. I don't think that's a problem, whatever this is. Could be some assistance, like maybe somebody you knew from the past, could be somebody that you used to be more connected, like it could be a family member that maybe you used to hang out with a lot when you were younger. and you still see each other once in a great while, but you don't connect as much as you used to, but now they're coming back in again stronger. It could be something like that. I don't know what else we need to do with that. It's positive. It's helping you create what you want to create. If that's happening, it's helping you create what you want to create, and it's like it's more in your control here at this point, within reason. Within reason. I feel like there's something like floating around here. Like I'm just not getting it. So, what is it? What is that? The Four of Swords trying to come in, and the Justice card trying to come in. Alright. So, the Four of Swords is a lot of like, sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's healing, sometimes it's both. I have seen the Four of Swords trigger difficult conversations. This is supposed to lead in. I just realized the Four of Swords and the Justice card, they're also on the table. What's coming up next? And they came in the dice. They're like, yeah, this is supposed to help this. This is supposed to bring in justice and healing. Justice talks about the truth, but in a very, like, we're not looking to beat anybody up. We're just looking to help things move more smoothly going forward in a more productive, more safe way. I do feel like the Justice card, it's about looking out for everybody and the safety of others. I kind of feel that with this, at least. I know that I do feel like there's safety concerns here. Something about safety concerns. It's very strong. And kind of like taking care of things correctly and doing things correctly and slowing down a little bit. It's meant to slow things down. Now, this could be a very good thing because the energy wants to go fast again. And I feel like I can let that happen and try to match that. It's not in your best interest. It's not in the situation's best interest. But will it work? It'll technically work, but not as good as it could. So, like, if the energy, when it tries to go back to, like, a faster energy again, if you meet it and you go with it, it's not going to be a bad thing. It's just not going to be as good as it could. There's another version where you could slow it down and let things reform slowly. Let things rest, kind of influence it in that sense. Whatever this energy is from the past, it could help you do that. Slow things down. Let things grow a little bit stronger. It reminds me of like growing seedlings. I haven't done this in a long time, but from what I understand, like from what I experienced anyway, when they first germinate and they start to pop through the soil, if it's too warm, they'll grow tall and thin, and then they'll not last. But if you put them in a cooler environment, like 60 degrees or so, from what I remember, they'll grow slower, but they'll grow thicker, and they'll grow more hardy, and they'll last longer. That's just a very simple analogy. I'm sure that's not for every plant, but you know. And I feel like this is saying if we slow it down, it could be more hardy, more thicker, more durable, whatever this is. And you have the ability to make that happen in this situation, to bring more health to the situation, bring more durability to it. Kind of like, all right, we got to do this change anyway. Let's at least make it durable. Let's make it make more sense. Let's make it safer. A lot of safety concerns here with this. There will be this point, no matter what way you choose, making it more durable or not, that it's going to be like, I helped this happen, and now I don't really like this change, but I didn't really have a lot of choice in it. It's not bad, but it's not exactly what I wanted, but this is where we are. There's options going forward. There's things pushing forward. There's choices. Oh, there's a hidden card there too. There's hidden choices, hidden opportunities. Things just keep changing. Possibilities, stability, random opportunities. It all seems to be working together, even though the Queen of Pentacles likes stability, things that are predictable. The Temperance card can be, it's a fire card. That's random energy here and there. But it does work within the confines of the Queen of Pentacles in this situation. But it also keeps trying to create change here with the Magician. So there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of like trying to create these boundaries within the boundaries, keep creating changes within these boundaries that keeps happening going forward. That may be part of what kind of gets a little bit aggravating to you, kind of like we've been making changes and it seems like it's almost like, you know, it's almost like somebody moved to a new country or something and it's kind of like, wow, they're way over there now, and then they keep changing their residence in that same country. It's kind of like, well, they're staying within that country but they keep changing residence, and it's like every time I try to get used to something or try to help make plans, or they're in this location, what's around that location, they keep changing the town they're in, and I'm like, for the love of Pete. And that might be like, it's kind of like, that's kind of like the boundary. Like the boundary is like, well, they stay within this country, but they keep moving where they live within that country. It's kind of like, well, all right, there's a boundary there. I don't really care for that boundary, but they keep changing where they are within that boundary, and it's kind of like, that's a lot. That's another moment where it's kind of like, you can, if you keep up with it, you can help create more stability there. I also feel like addressing what you don't like is fine, but be careful, because the boundary is the boundary, and I don't feel like you have the ability to reset that boundary. But it's like working within that boundary. Once you understand the boundary a little bit better, I feel like you can work within it a little bit stronger. It's kind of like, all right, you're going to keep making those choices. I'm here for it. Just keep me abreast of what's going on, and I'll keep working with you on it. You're going to stay in that country, but you're going to keep moving. All right, then you're going to keep moving. Just keep me in the loop of what you're doing, and I'll help you out where I can. You got to do what you got to do. I'll keep working with you on it. And this could bring you a lot more strength, but it also could bring you a lot more activity within this situation, which I feel like you want. It could keep you connected, bring you a lot more activity within the situation, and I can feel like there's a lot more fulfillment there with it too. Keeps you more connected with what's actually going on as the situation keeps evolving. I almost feel like for some of you, this is going to be one of those things with like, when you get that far, you're like, yeah, I don't want to be that connected with this. If you don't want to be, that's fine. I don't feel like that's going to be a problem. I feel like this is more geared towards the people who want to be more connected to the situation, though. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.